What's going on, everybody? You found Bottom Tier Collector. I'm your host, BTC, and today I got a top tier project for you guys. I'm kind of proud of this. It's a labor of love. If you want to follow along, this is from DC's Very Merry Multiverse from 2019. It's a 80-page giant, technically a square-bound comic book. And I'm going to be reading from the Lobo excerpt of the 80-page giant. So, stay tuned. Mother Fragger. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, "Woe is me." A Very Lobo Hannukah. Writer Tom King, artist Scott Koblish, colorist Hi-Fi, letterer Rob Steen, associate editor Liz Erickson, editor Marie Javins. Look, friend, you Bastages and your Bastich Empire want to take over this space sector and rule it your way? Well, that's between you and the corpse and all the millions of fragged up souls living here. But you Bastages and your Bastich Empire want to say people can't visit the fish that happen to live here in this space sector? That people, good people, can't spend time worshiping those lovely creatures because it offends your sensibilities? Well, that... Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there. When it was delivered into the hand of my enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of the strangers. That's between you and me. Her temple has become a man without glory. The conquering of Sector 3773 has proceeded at a 99.388% efficiency level. Was not this proposed and accepted at projected 99.836% efficiency level? Yes, Director Leader, you are accurate. There was an unexpected alteration in our original estimates near the completion of the project. That so all the heathen may know that there is one who hath delivereth and saveth Israel. A local ruffian named Lobo objected to the standard policy of closing all animal preservation facilities. The keeping of inefficient life leads to greater inefficiency. What could possibly be his objection? Apparently it's some sort of futile religious offal, nothing even comprehensible to be frank. But regardless, we deployed a highly armed and skilled coon delegation to depose of the ruffian. Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them, coming over against them. After report estimations indicate that the Kun delegation was slaughtered at a 99.965% efficiency level, I would assume that is well above the standard expected deviation. Yes, quite. Wherefore they went out of the camp to battle, but that they were with Judas sounded their trumpets. Lobo the Zarnian, be warned. By order of the 432nd High Council, under the rule of the blessed Emperor Slazak the Beteeth, you have been permanently banned from entering Space Sector 3773. This order is effective now and in perpetuity. But he mocked them and laughed at them, and abused them shamefully, and spake proudly. Failure to comply with this order will result in a number of predetermined outcomes. First, your body will be decimated as painful a process as is permitted by circumstances. Second, anyone who has ever known you or known of you will be hunted down and executed. Third, your name and image and memory shall be erased and censured for the remainder of time. And swear his wrath, saying, unless Judas and his host be now delivered into my hands. Do you have any questions regarding this order? If ever I come again in safety, I will burn up this house. And with that, he went out in a great rage. Yeah, you know what I do? Got a question. I keep getting these bloodstains on my hog from you people. I'm having a hell of a time with them. Is there like a special oil or something I'm supposed to use to get them out? But Judas pitched in Adaza with 3,000 men, and there he prayed, saying, O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thine angel went out and smote 180 of them. Even so, destroy thou this host before us this day, that the rest may know that he hath spoken blasphemously against thy sanctuary, and judge thou them according to his wickedness. I want you to know I'm doing this for the fish. I'm not having fun. Whereupon they came forth out of all the towns of Judea round about and closed them in. Okay, I'm having a little fun, but still mostly for the fragging fish. So that they, turning back upon them that pursued them, were all slain with the sword, and not one of them was left. At this point, if I had to be honest, it's probably 50% fish, 50% fun. Afterwards, they took the spoils and the prey, and smote off Nicanor's head and his right hand. Yeah, all right, it's mostly fun, but I'm still thinking about those beautiful fragging fish. Which he stretched out so proudly, and brought them away, and hanged them up towards Jerusalem. It's not my fault you bastards just die good. That's on you. So let's just say 80% fun, 20% fish. That still ain't bad. For this cause people rejoiced greatly. Damn, this is a fragging good time. What the frag were we fighting about? And they kept that day a day of great gladness. All of this could have been so easily avoided. Nevertheless, unto them that remained, he said, all you had to do was respect our conclusion, a conclusion founded in essential and impermeable logic. Let us arise and go up against our enemies, if peradventure we may be able to fight with them. The worshipping of dolphins is frivolous and pointless. But they dehorted him, saying we shall never be able. It denies the one true power in the universe. Let us now rather save our lives, and hereafter we will return with our brethren and fight against them, for we are but few. Domination! Then Judas said, Blam! God forbid that I should do this thing and flee away from them if our time be come. Hey, you might be right. I ain't even claiming you ain't. Maybe sticking to the old customs? Maybe that don't make all that much sense when faced with violence and vigor of history. But frag it, man, I love those fish. Let us die manfully for our brethren, and let us not stain our honor. It's the same old story, ain't it? Whereupon there was a sore battle, and so much as many were slain on both parts. My God is much better than your God. Judas also was killed, and the remnant fled. What a fragging waste of time. Then Jonathan and Simon took Judas, their brother, and buried him in sepulchre of his fathers in Modin. Way I see it, every person got a right to their own God. Moreover, they bewailed him, and all Israel made great lamentation for him, and mourned many days, saying, That's what makes living worth living. How was the valiant man fallen, that delivered Israel? As for the other things concerning Judas and his wars, that's the miracle of the whole fragging thing. There ain't no main man. For there were many. You know, besides me. First Maccabees, the King James translation. The end. All right, that'll conclude this read-through of the Lobo excerpt from DC's Very Merry Multiverse from 2019, the 80-page giant that's technically a square bound. I'm glad I got this out. It's a labor of love. I went through several read-throughs. It was my first time using the pan and zoom effects. It's been a goal of mine since I started this channel to start having videos that resemble the likes of Comics Explained or Comic Storian. Those guys are incredible and deserve all the hard work they get. I don't ever claim to be as good as those guys. Probably never will. But they definitely inspire me to want to go that way with certain types of videos that I still like to do, especially when I want to dive into the stories. I want to make them more visually appealing to you guys. I don't just want to read and be a talking head. And so this was kind of an experiment, and so I don't know where we're going in the future with the pan and zoom stuff, but that's kind of where I want to be eventually, as we're progressing and growing the channel. And I want to thank you guys for sticking with me this whole year. It's been an up and down year. Hasn't been very consistent. This last month hasn't been very consistent. In fact, this week hasn't been very consistent. I've been struck with COVID. So that's where I've just, between work and me not having much recording time now that I'm in a routine with job, I have 2 hours after Friday. If I come home after shift, I've got between like 12:30 and 3:30 to maybe record a video. And then if the wife doesn't want to spend time with me late at night on Friday, Saturday, or Saturday night, I can maybe record there. But that's it. That is my recording time for the whole week, and it's not even set aside time. It's just by happenstance. So and this video is by happenstance. We're getting it out on time. It's Christmas Eve. I don't want to say too much. I hope you guys had a wonderful year. I had one of the worst and best years of my life. Overall, it was a pretty damn good year. Next year, I hope to get back in routine with the hobby. I hope to pick up more with the hobby, more with the channel, and be more of a productive member of the community. I don't know why I'm whispering. Nobody's up here other than my COVID. I'm very hoarse from reading and doing all the voices. But yeah, that's all I really got to say, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.